And welcome SFL Nation to Albuquerque, New Mexico, the site of tonight's Week 8 matchup. We have two teams who are trying to improve their spot in the playoffs. It's the Annapolis Navigators taking on the Albuquerque Adams. With the Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, this is T. Roy Gaines. And my partner today is one of the best up-and-coming strong safeties in this league, the Los Angeles Lycans, Ryan Yosef. How's it going, Ryan?
Oh, I can't complain. At 5,312 feet in and above sea level in Albuquerque, I stand at the edge of my seat with my 5-point harness on, strapped on for a big one today.
And this should be a big one. We got both teams coming in with a two-game winning streak. The Adams defeated Tacoma 26-23 last week, while Annapolis shocked Birmingham by that same exact score, 26-23. Ryan, what are your keys for today's game?
When you go into an Albuquerque, or for that matter, New Mexico restaurant, they're going to ask you green or red. In that case, they're asking about peppers, but tonight I'm asking you brown. Douglas Brown will be the center of the Albuquerque offense.
All right. These two teams will get closer to number one spot in the playoffs with a win today. Let's get started. And Annapolis will get the ball first to start this game. And the kick by Terrence Calico is off, and we're underway here in New Mexico. Return is taken to the 24-yard line. That's where Annapolis will start. Return by number 80, Brian Way. And let's go over the offensive stars for Annapolis. They have two good quarterbacks, Spencer Gordon, number 8, and L.A. Rie, number 10. The running back is Bailey O'Shaughnessy, number 30. Wide receivers are Josh Gill, 84, 16, Denzel Mcrae, and Guy Clausens, the tight end, number 86. Also your offensive stars for Annapolis. It'll be first and 10 at the 24. Gordon drops back, passes over the middle. Guy receiver for a first down at midfield. A huge play to start the game. Pass is caught by Josh Gill, number 84.
Cannot get there in time is what John Stamago, number 28, their strong safety for Albuquerque in this case, is saying to himself. He needed to get there 2 steps quicker, could not. Big gain.
It'll be first and 10 at midfield after that huge pass to start this drive for Annapolis. One back in the backfield, that's O'Shaughnessy. Gordon gets the snap, passes over Mills, caught by Gillis, fumble already. It looks like it's recovered by Albuquerque. The first big turnover of the game goes to Albuquerque thanks to that fumble recovery.
Blown up, their most trusted wide receiver coming across the middle. Helmet on football, knocks it loose, and then it's the old oink, oink pig pile. Coming out of it, number 79, Grizzly.
Cliff Grizzly with the fumble recovery. We only get the chance to go over the Adams starters on defense, but we got a challenge flag. I guess they're going to say, did he have a chance to make a football move after the catch? If not, that'll be an incomplete pass. We'll see what Ref 62 will say after taking a look at this replay.
I have a tough time seeing a place where this is overturned, as you can hear from the fans getting a little salty about this one.
Yeah, it looks like he at least took a step after he tucked the ball away. I think that's a fumble too.
After review, the play stands.
And play does stand. And Albuquerque will get the ball. After that turnover, Annapolis will be charged with their first timeout, and they have one challenge left. Let's go over the Adams offensive stars real quick. The quarterback is number 18, P.J. Slaughter. The running back, number 21, Douglas Brown. Wide receivers are number 10, Kyle Fenimore. And number 14, Nate Ritters. Tight ends, number 47, Dennis Segili. Those are your offensive stars for the Adams. And Brown gets the carry on this first play. It's a huge gain for a first down and more. He breaks the tackle, gets to the edge, and gets stopped at the 27-yard line. What a huge run by Adams. Tackle made by Altman, number 51 of the Navigators.
Douglas Brown takes it just past the tackle here as he finds a huge lane to run through. Actually sheds 2 tacklers in order to add a beautiful opening run for the Adams to this game.
We got 2 big plays to start both teams' respective drives. Douglas Brown is trying to show the Adams what Brown can do for them after that huge gain. Let's go over defensive stars for the Navigators real quick. We got Benny Butcher, number 98, Jay Martin, number 57, Lynn Jones, number 24, and number 26, Josh Rowe. Those are your defensive stars for the Navigators. Brown gets the carry, gets stopped for a 1-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Inside run, not finding much room for Brown, although I do appreciate the phenomenal UPS reference. It is going to be absolutely important today that Douglas Brown sets the tempo for this Albuquerque offense.
He had 85 yards rushing and 13 yards receiving last week against Tacoma in the win. We got a pass, and it's a toe drag swag catch completed by Nate Ritters, number 14. It'll be 3rd and 2 after that.
Ritters works the outside. We've seen a little bit of that this year. Ritters is 6'3", plenty of room to go up tall and get that ball and really get those pinky toes or big toes, depending on what your opinion is, in and down in time.
He had a huge game last week with 177 yards receiving, averaging 16.1 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns in the win against Tacoma. But it's 3rd and 2 for the Adams. Pump fake. Slaughter passes over the middle, and that should have been picked off. Number 51, Alterman had a chance to prevent Annapolis from this field goal attempt. He drops the interception opportunity there. It's 4th and 2 for the Navigators.
It didn't look like the defense even had to adjust after that initial pump fake. So I don't think they were buying that they were going deep. Ultimately, staying home is Raymond Alterman, knocks it down, setting up this field goal.
And 4th and 2 for the Adams, pardon me. Terrence Calico back to get this extra point. Sorry, field goal attempt would be a 37-yard attempt. And it's good. And the Adams strike first. They're up 3-0 to start this game. And if you're new to the Simulation Football League, you are watching the first controllers esport where strategy and AI instead of thumbs determines outcomes. Teams submit game plans prior to the simulation, and the results play out live in real time with hundreds of viewers turned players, scouts, coaches, and team owners on the field to create an all-new kind of virtual reality. Visit www.simulationfl.net for more information. Calico is back to kick this off to Brian Way. Way gets it inside the 10. Able to cut to his left to the 30. A huge return before he gets the forearm shiver from number 38, Kyle McClellan, the strong safety for the Adams, and the Navigators will start at the 31.
I was thinking if he dodged that one, he was going to open it up wide with a big return. A hard shoulder delivered by number 38 to take him down.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Navigators. Offset eye towards the left of Gordon, who hands it off to O'Shaughnessy. Bounces. Oh, had a stutter step prematurely. Then Adam Leach, the corner, number 24, makes a great tackle. It'll be 2nd and 10. Let's go over to defensive stars for the Adams real quick. Cliff Grizzly, who got the fumble recovery on the previous drive, is defensive end. Inside linebacker is Ryan Ray. Outside linebacker is Sirach Black. Corners are Adam Leach and Marco Swift. The safeties are Jorge Torres and John Stamago. Those are your defensive stars for the Adams. Inside handoff to O'Shaughnessy, and he gets to the 35-yard line, will be 3rd and 6.
That first drive, we didn't see much of O'Shaughnessy. I was a little surprised, as quite honestly, the Annapolis Navigators offense revolves around O'Shaughnessy. So get Bailey involved here is going to be an important step in the long-term run of this game.
3rd and 6. 4 wide receiver set. 1 back in the backfield. That's O'Shaughnessy, who's now at the bottom of the screen. Gordon has plenty of time. Does the do-si-do. Fires it down the middle. And it's caught for a touchdown. What a play. Brian Way with the huge catch, and Annapolis takes the lead.
Watch him go tall here. I think the tough camera angle was for us even in this play, as it looks like it's underthrown, but ultimately finds the hands of the receiver, just sits on it to let it go. Number 20 there does not deflect the football in order to knock it down. That is a big 6 points. He had all day to throw that football. No pressure applied by the Adams defense.
A huge play by Brian Way. Help Annapolis take the lead. Here's the extra point attempt by Hubert Murphy. And we have a high snap. Extra point is up, and it's good. And Annapolis is now up 7-3. Let's give a couple of chat shout-outs here in our SFL Twitch chat. We got Murky28, one of the new guys in this Twitch chat. Welcome. We got 89 Will_Todd. We got the Mighty Joe Young 1988. Your favorite QB, Diddy Dash, Fed Doc, Cornerback 12 Fuel QB, amongst others in the SFL Twitch chat. Thank you guys for tuning into tonight's game. We got an exciting start in this return by number 19. Mackenzie Traeger is taken to the 29-yard line where the Adams will start and try to answer that touchdown play from the Navigators.
It's going to be interesting here. This gives us our first chance to see the Albuquerque Adams offense in its natural habitat as they get a chance instead of getting the ball back here on a turnover. Although they moved the ball well with Douglas Brown, they were not able to ultimately punch it in the end zone.
And they got I formation with 3 wide receivers. Hand off to Brown. Brown goes up the gut, shakes off the first tackle, carry a couple defenders to the 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Adams after that great run.
I'm sorry, but that's a kind of wow run. As he takes it right up the middle, I watch him go west and then up the field, although that's not an O, and then takes another one, drives it for that first down. If they're able to establish a run on the inside and the outside, the Annapolis defense is going to be in trouble today.
And we got Frost Gaming FN in the chat wondering how to create a player. Join our SFL Discord. The link's in the channel. Oh, not yet, but the link is at www.simulationfl.net, and then click the Discord link, and please join our Discord. We'll be happy to have you. That's another carry by Brown for 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3.
He's a patient runner at this point, definitely has a fresh set of legs. It's going to be interesting to watch as this game carries on if they can still show so much success in the ground.
Offset eye towards the right for Swatter, who drops back to pass. Passes over to the left. It's caught by Nate Ritters. And last week, his receptions were over 16 yards per catch. He is having a little bit quieter starting this game, but that one's for a first down.
Again, hitting him with the out route. This time he has enough time to turn it upfield and easily get that first down for the Adams.
And we got offset eye towards Slaughter's left. 2 wide receivers to the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom. For the Adams. Slaughter, huge step back, fires it to the middle. It's caught for a first down. Pass is caught by Fenimore, number 10. He didn't care there was 4 Adams in his vicinity. He made that huge catch for a first down.
Right between the cover 2 safeties. They cannot, again, get over in time. He takes it, secures it, wrapped on a top and bottom tackle, secures the football. Big first down, and I haven't seen the Annapolis defense really put a stop on this drive.
And Slaughter continues where he left off last week. He had over almost 300 yards, with a 72% completion percentage. He's going to pass over the middle. It is caught by Brown. 9-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 1.
Brown working out of a wide receiver position there. Hits a nice slant. I actually didn't think the pass was going to be going to him, as it's just almost like soft thrown. The ball floats into the middle of the field in front of the linebackers. 9-yard gain for Brown as he continues to let his presence be known.
It'll be 2nd and 1 at the 14. They're inside the red zone. Power I. 1 wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Brown gets the carry. Goes up the middle, gets the first down. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. The Adams can still get a first down.
He watches the game progresses today to see if they start to pass out of that formation, if they can continue to establish the run. I don't know. I hope you brought your sunglasses today, because these jerseys are bright.
Right. A bright neon green. Very nuclear. As Brown gets the carry. Bounces to the left. Great block right there. Brown couldn't break the tackle. Stop at the 2-yard line, 2nd and 1. Remember, the Adams can still get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Another good run for Brown.
I was actually trying to push him with my hand all the way up here from the announcer's booth to the outside, but I don't have Mr. Fantastic arms, so I couldn't help. He takes it back inside, can't quite get the room to punch it in.
We got power I with one wide receiver to the bottom of the screen. They're going to give it to Brown. But Brown couldn't get his shoulders turned square. Got tackled by Lynn Jones. It'll be 3rd and 3.
It's the first negative play I've written down for Brown today. Almost looks like a replay of the last play, but this time the Navigators have it sniffed out, moves them backwards. Pivotal 3rd and 3 here.
Can the Adams get a touchdown this drive, or will the Navigators prevent them from doing so? We got a play action pass. Passes over the middle, and it's dropped! Dropped by the fullback, number 22, Luke Waverly. You might have to worry about getting waived after missing that catch. It'll be 4th down.
Play action for the Adams does not work out. You would have liked to have. They looked like they were actually going for the first down, but at that point, spread them out a little bit.
And they have to settle for another field goal. Back-to-back drives for the Adams does not result in touchdowns. I know that's going to be eating them, but the game is still young with 3 minutes and 34 seconds left in this first quarter. The snap is down, the kick is underway, and Calico's field goal is good from 21 yards out, and the deficit's now 1. It's the Navigators 7, the Adams 6.
It's like that terrible feeling when you go to start a project and you're not able to finish it on that drive for the Adams. Ultimately, they impose their will going all the way down the field, but can't find the end zone. It's just that bad taste in your mouth for only 3 points.
A great job by the Navigators defense, bending but not breaking once again. And now Ray, who's caught that huge touchdown, gets this kick and takes it to the 29-yard line where the Navigators will start. And this possession up by 1.
Early in the game, we saw Josh Gill with a fumble. You've got to keep him involved, one of the top wide receivers in the SFLm. You hate to just make one mistake and see him worked out of this offense.
Especially when he's coming into today's game with 521 yards receiving. That's 7th in the SFLm. No backs in the backfield. Gordon steps up, passes, caught for a first down, and they get to the Adams side of the field. Pass is caught by, can't make out the number 16, Denzel Mcrae.
He's a week 5 signing for the Navigators. Interesting transgression here on the play. You watch him actually trip and fall a little bit, but the ball is thrown in tempo, turns around just in time to put the 2 hands on it, wrapped up, almost face masked down by the defender there.
Maybe the refs is going to be a little bit nice to both defenses today, not calling penalties. We'll see. Game's still young. Offset eye. Towards the left for Gordon. 1 wide receiver to the top of the screen. That is McCrae. Gordon drops back. Passes over the middle, and it's almost picked off. And Ryan Ray almost had an interception. If he would have, had softer hands, he had rock hard hands, and unfortunately that didn't work out for him.
Just sits, brackets that route, sits under it, and goes up and tries to highball it. Takes it down, can't see it in. I think that's why they say he plays linebacker.
Yeah, he has 3 pass deflections this season. Almost had an interception there. Now give it to O'Shaughnessy. First carry in a while for O'Shaughnessy, and he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's a 3-yard loss. Tackle made by number 57, Julian Ramos.
For a team that normally has so much success running the football over the course of the game, early on at least, Annapolis is showing the largest success with big plays through the air. We'll see if they can keep it going here. They're going to need a big play here in order to get 13.
4 wide receivers with 1 running back in the backfield for Gordon. Gets the snap. Patiently waiting. Passes over the middle. It's picked off finally by Jorge Torres.
Torres, again, part of a bracketing scheme here. Stays under Gill, who they're almost trying to force the ball to. Immediately goes up, grabs it. Outstretched arms, gets tall for Torres, who already stands 6 feet, 194, taken down. That's a turnover.
And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Adams. Can they convert this turnover into a touchdown on this drive? And Slaughter passes it to his right and overthrow his target. Passes it to Ritters.
Yeah, that's just poor timing. It's probably better it falls incomplete there. He's got two navigators blanketing him. So it's best that it actually finds the ground and just gives him 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 with 2:09 left in the first quarter. It was moving fast, but things have slowed down a bit thanks to both defenses standing tall. One back in the backfield, that's Brown. Two wide receivers at the bottom of the screen. And the neon green for the Adams. Pass, quick pass. It's caught. And it's taken to the 6-yard line, excuse me. Pass is caught by the backup tight end, Rand Cullen.
Nice catch for Cullen to make his appearance. He stands a tiny 6'3". Doesn't seem as tall out there. Hunches over a little bit. So stay tall.
3rd and 6. One back in the backfield, 4 wide receivers. For Slaughter. Passes over the middle, and it's caught! Caught by Kyle Fillmore, who climbed that ladder, took a huge hit, but makes a great catch.
It is tough to stop the movement of the football if you're going to complete passes like this. Outstretched again there, taken down by John Henderson between the two safeties. That is no small feat to keep this ball moving. Perfectly placed football by Slaughter. PJ showing up early in this game.
And Fillmore is number 2 in receiving yards in SFLm. You see why with great catches like that. 1st and 10 at Annapolis 44 for the Adams. Another great drive. And we got a pass is caught by Ritters again. Ritters has 32 yards receiving on 3 catches. Be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line of Annapolis.
I feel like Albuquerque is trying to force Annapolis out of zone coverage because they keep picking them apart in the soft spots. PJ Slaughter is getting plenty of time to sit back there and see what's developing and turning it into big plays for such a shiny yellow team.
High formation. And handoff goes to Brown. Brown could not shake the first tackle. Another great open field tackle by Lynn Jones, number 24. He's gotten tired of what Brown can do for the Adams.
Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage as Jones is all over him and drags him back to the 26-yard line in order to keep it without a loss.
10 seconds left in this first quarter. Will they get this play off before the end of the first quarter? 2nd and 10. Yes, they will. Slaughter drops back, passes over the middle. It is caught for a first down. Be 1st and goal when we return from this break. The Adams are marching down the field trying to get a touchdown. They're trailing by 1. It's 7-6. You're watching the SFLm on the Simulation Football League's Twitch channel. With the Commissioner Kevin Irvine back at SFL headquarters, this is T-Roy Gaines with Ryan Yosef. We're about to start the second quarter. 1st and goal at the 8 for the Adams. Can they convert this drive to a touchdown? The last 2 times they had the ball, they had to settle for field goals. We got a pass. It's caught by Ritters. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 4. A 4-yard reception.
All right, we've seen Albuquerque run this power offense once they get down underneath the 10-yard line, and that's where it has been stuffed by Annapolis in the past. A great play action to the fullback up the middle there to open it up for Ritter on the outside.
2nd and goal. 1 back in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. And looks like PJ Slaughter sees something that he needs to make an adjustment for.
Watch the top. Watch the top.
Let's see if he goes top. Goes over the middle this time, and unfortunately, number 14 and number 48, Rand Cullen and Nate Ritters, respectively, got in each other's way. Couldn't make that reception for 6.
T-Roy, that's a tough football to follow there. I actually thought that the receiver coming to the bottom of the screen caught that football, and then it finds its way all the way down to the ground. Very, very congested pass receiving routes there.
Here's a huge 3rd and goal. Can the Adams get this for 6? Hand off to Brown. Breaks the first tackle before he gets gang tackled by the Navigators. Great job starting off by number 51, Ultimate, who's been basically in the Adams backfield all game so far.
Douglas Brown shows his power on his first 3 steps. Cannot push it into the end zone. Annapolis holding strong even though momentum feels like it's going the other direction as a gang tackle. ends up taking down Brown, setting up this field goal.
This will be a 20-yard field goal attempt. This will give the Adams the lead if they make this field goal. Snap is down. It's a little bit off, but the kick is underway, and it's good. So the Adams still being shut out from touchdowns. They have to settle for field goals. This is their third straight. They're up 9-7. And everyone, the second season of SFLm is underway, but it's not too late to build a player, get on the team, and start progressing in preparation for the next SFL rookie draft this December. Visit www.simulationfl.net to join our Discord server and get on the field. Contact Deputy Commissioner Andrew Rastelli on Discord after visiting the hashtag #GetStarted channel. If you have further questions, we'll see you on the field soon. Brian Way, who already has made a big impact as a non-contract receiver, takes it to the 28-yard line. And that's where the Navigators will start this possession.
6 points here on turnovers for the Albuquerque Adams. What Annapolis really needs to do here is chew up some clock. Don't turn the football over. In my opinion, you go through Bailey O'Shaughnessy. Put your imprint on this game and let Bailey impose his will.
Bailey, number 1 rusher in the SFL, rushing yards. Number 2 in yards per carry. But O'Shaughnessy's having a tough time breaking out the big run. It'll be a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7 after 31.
Bailey tries to go up the field towards the far boundary on our screen at least, and cannot get patient enough in order to break free as he's forced back up the middle and taken down by the inside linebackers.
2nd and 3. Odd formation. The Adams linebackers are stacking the box. Give it to O'Shaughnessy again. Breaks the first tackle, but great job by the Adams. First, give credit to Rosmanis. Then, tackle made by number 55, Saran Black. That is a loss. It'll be 3rd and 6.
It has turned into a team effort for Albuquerque. This is where we're going to get a chance to see Spencer air it out. We'll see if pressure is applied, because when it has not been there, he's been able to pick them apart.
No backs in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set. Pump fake for Gordon. Passes over the middle. It's caught. Inside slant is completed to Josh Gill. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 47 for the Navigators.
Threads the needle between the safety and the corner as Gill comes in we've got church slant routes coming across the middle. Just drops it into the little gap, and then Gill secures the ball before he's taken down by number 20. Jorge Torres, who earlier, if I remember correctly, was that the interception man?
Yes, he was. A huge interception in the first quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 47 for the Navigators. Huge drop back for Gordon, who sidearms it, and it's caught. Pass is caught by number 45 for the Navigators, Lawrence Perry. The backup tight end will be 2nd and 1.
I don't know if the sidearm or the throwing lane made it go a little off target, but secure hands there of Perry, takes it and really opens his playbook wide open on 2nd and 1.
We got 2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers. McRae's at the bottom. They're going to give it to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy gets the first down. And great job by Leach tripping up O'Shaughnessy before it got tackled, but not before O'Shaughnessy got the first down. Be 1st and 10 at Albuquerque's 40.
As he took it outside, you'd like to get a few more yards than that, but let's not downplay the Adams defense here, trying to play stout and keep them out of field goal range.
Yeah, Annapolis was able to march down the field with a huge touchdown reception. Actually, on their first drive, have been shut out since, thanks to the strong defense of the Adams. Gordon sidearms it, throws it. What a slacklicious catch by McRae. Spins around, one hands that baby, and gets to the 14-yard line. We 1st and 10 there for the Navigators.
I don't know if McRae's in chat here or not, but this brother's just showing off right now. Decides to catch it with one hand, doesn't even reach over. Palms it in, turns it upfield, grabs 3 more after the safety that tried to knock the ball down, could not get there in time. Big play for Annapolis.
I know McRae's been working on that one-hand catch after he saw his great wide receiver duo leading the way, but right now, O'Shaughnessy gets tackled for a loss. Tackle made by Ryan Ray. O'Shaughnessy's having a tough time running the ball today.
Not much room for Bailey O'Shaughnessy, but you cannot abandon that if you're the Navigators. I'm starting to get the feeling they need to punch this ball in the end zone. Not just want, but need to punch this ball in the end zone in this drive.
It'd be 2nd and 13. Huge step back for Gordon. Sidearms that pass. McCrae is caught. It'll be 3rd and 7 at the 11-yard line. And thanks to Tyler Falk, SFL, in our SFL Twitch chat, San Jose is up 10-0 with 2:23 left in the first quarter.
Where could you watch that?
You can watch that on SFL's YouTube channel, but we don't want you to, turn away from this game. Stay in this game. As Spencer gets the pass, throws it to the end zone, and it's almost caught. Both teams are playing hot potato in the end zone. It falls down harmlessly, incomplete. It'll be 4th and 7.
Spencer Gordon, although it's going to bring up 4th and 7 on that incomplete pass, looks far too comfortable back there. As blitzes are going left and the line's applying pressure to his right, he is standing on a spot in the pocket, not having to move his feet. That is how he is getting so much time to pick apart this defense. Nice stop by the Adams defense, but it's getting dangerous.
We got a 28-yard field goal attempt. And it's good. And the Navigators retake the lead. They up by 1. It's 10-9 with 5:55 left in this fast-moving second quarter.
Look at the elevation of this kick. That replay was awesome.
Yeah, we are in New Mexico too, so maybe the kickers won't have a problem making field goals today. We already got 3 from Calico for the Adams. That's Murphy's first field goal made in this game, and he kicks it off. It's fielded inside the 10. It's taken to the 28-yard line, and that's where the Adams will start this down distance. If you take a look at the Adams field, return was made by Traeger, number 19.
Go team. See that nice poster back there? Hey, I'm really excited to see what the Adams are going to do here to respond. It's the first time they've been scored on since way back in the first quarter on a big play.
Yeah, but they have to settle for field goals every drive so far. We'll see if they can convert this one to a touchdown. They're going to pass it over the middle, and that should have been picked off once again. Number 23, John Henderson of the Navigators may have to start wearing gloves there. Maybe that played a factor. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Annapolis needs to find a way to turn over the turnover ratio back into their favor. See what I did there? I used turnover twice. That was terrible.
See, you could have got away with it if you didn't say that.
I thought it was too funny to let it go. I thought it was too funny.
Slaughter's making adjustments at the line. 3 wide receivers for the Adams. Slaughter will pass it, and that should have been picked off again. Oh, man. They played with fire. Jason Donnell, number 32, almost had a pick 6. He needs some gloves himself.
Apparently, we're handing out glove contracts here in the SFLm. Needed terribly for Annapolis. I'm at the point here. Let's just take a timeout if you're the Adams. Kind of reset the mojo because you're going to have to pass here. Be careful, PJ. Be careful.
One back in the backfield for a wide receiver set, and it's 3rd and 10 at the 28. Slaughter fires it over the middle, and another player who doesn't have gloves drops the pass. But this time it's Brown, and that's not a good thing for the Adams because they have to punt.
I don't know if it's as much drop the ball as it is doink off the face mask of the Adams. That is a tough drive for Albuquerque. They're going to want to go back to the sideline, maybe not even talk to coach. Just go take a break, get some Gatorade, get fresh for the next drive.
And Pongo 505 in the SFL Twitch chat is asking why nobody can catch. Don't know. They got a case of the butterfingers. Maybe it's high altitude. But right now, Brian Way and the Navigators will start this possession at their own 34, 1st and 10 with 5:29 left in this first half.
The door has swung wide open for another analogy for the Annapolis Navigators as they come back out here to try to stretch their lead. And really, if they can get momentum back in their favor, this could make for a tough day for this Albuquerque defense.
One back in the backfield, 4 wide receiver set. Gordon pump fakes. Side arms it. Caught by Gill. Gill stopped at the 48-yard line. Tackle made by Stamago among others. 1st and 10, Navigators.
Take a second, and if you can watch that number 58 coming across, provides quality defense, but just loses Gill in the zone with the 2 crossing patterns coming across. That is a tough play to be made by Ray Ryan, the inside linebacker. You're really in a situation where he's got to pick a guy to follow and go with him. This time he guessed wrong.
It'll be 1st and 10 at the 48. For the Navigators, quick pass to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy makes the catch. Trying to put somebody in the spin cycle. Unsuccessful. Tackle made by Sirach Black. That's a 4-yard reception, 2nd and 6.
O'Shaughnessy not seeing much success on the ground running, so it looks like they might just try to get him a little more active in the passing game. Gets him some space out there, but some nice pursuit by the Adams defense keeps it to a minimal gain.
2nd and 6. Gordon drops back. Side arms it over the middle. And that should have been picked off by Ryan Ray. Another pat down by him would be 3rd and 6. Scoring update, San Jose is up 10-0 over Memphis at the end of the 1st quarter.
Ray just sits back in his hook and curl zone, gets that big old bear paw out there to knock it down confidently. I don't know how you could possibly miss the man sitting in the passing lane. I mean, he glows in the night sky.
Maybe those bright jerseys were blinding Gordon. He's hoping to throw it to somewhere. To someone wearing white, but he threw it to that neon green. There's even a huge, bright logo in the middle of the field. It's 3rd and 6. 4:26 left in this 1st half. Gordon gets the snap, passes to the middle, is caught. No more drops so far with that reception by number 82. Chris Armstrong, the 5'11", 190-pounder, makes the impact. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 37 of Albuquerque.
That quarterback rating for Spencer Gordon really tells the story of today's passing game. He has plenty of time sitting back there. It doesn't speak to the interceptions, but it does say he's getting plenty of time to complete it.
I formation. O'Shaughnessy will get the carry. Goes up the middle, sidesteps one defender, gets to a tough 4 yards. Looked like O'Shaughnessy had a chance to bounce it to the outside, decides to get the tough 4 yards to be 2nd and 6.
Getting O'Shaughnessy back involved on the inside of the hash marks there, is able to sidestep to get enough room. Too bad he can't bust it out, because right now I don't know if the Annapolis offense is going to keep you honest.
All set, eye towards the left. The Adams are stacking the box. Pass is fired over the middle. Is caught for a 1st down. And we get to call Guy Kloss's name for the 1st time. Great catch. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Guy completely uncovered at the line of scrimmage. It really comes down to wanting to apply more pressure finally to Spencer Gordon. But Spencer Gordon picks apart the defense, just dumps it off to the empty man. Oh, looks like they're spreading him out again.
No backs in the backfield. And passes to Clausen once again. 8-yard reception. They're inside the red zone. It'll be 2nd and 2 at the 15.
They've seen some success in getting those linebackers to back off when they spread them out. I still would like to see the Navigators here try to get this 1st down on the ground just to keep Bailey O'Shaughnessy involved in this football game.
We got 2 backs in the backfield. 2 wide receivers for Gordon and the Navigators. It'll be a handoff to O'Shaughnessy. Goes up the gut, and he gets stopped at the 10-yard line. But if it weren't for number 98, Tim House, getting in the way, I think O'Shaughnessy had a chance to get 6.
The pressure being applied to all the gaps, and somehow still O'Shaughnessy breaks through. That is not the way you write it up on defense, but it's what you want to see if you're a running back.
Offset eye towards the left, but now be the 2-minute warning. We got an exciting drive here for the Navigators. Can they convert this to 6? Or will the Adams defense hold once again? The Navigators are up 10-9. You're watching the SFLm on the SFL Twitch channel. Spencer Gordon got a rating of 113. A good day for him so far. Only 1 interception. Sidearm pass. Ooh, I almost had the commentator's curse. Pass is deflected by Ryan Ray. It'll be 2nd and 10.
That guy does have gloves on, but they're not sticky enough to make the catch.
Nope.
It almost looks like it's thrown to Ray coming across the middle. He disrupts the timing on the route, slows down his body, and plays a body position game, ultimately knocking it down for a 2nd and long.
And Ray is one of 3 players on this team with 2 INTs. Tamago earlier had his 3rd of the season. And Gordon sidearm over the middle. And that should have been caught by Clausen. But great job by Ciroc Black serving up ribs and making sure that Clausen doesn't make that catch.
I hope they're barbecue.
Barbecue ribs are good right about now.
That was a tasty delivery of a human body against a human body to break up the play.
It'll be 3rd and 10 at the 10-yard line. The Navigators look like they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Pump fake by Gordon. Passes over the middle. And it's picked off after a tip drill. Marco Swift with the interception. And he now has 3 this season.
Marco Swift is just a benefactor of everybody standing around and forcing it into a tight zone. Watches the ball into his hands, takes himself down, gets the touchback. You hate to see that if you are Annapolis as the way the drive ends. It feels almost telling for the way the offense has moved the ball this game.
Remember, both offenses scored 26 points against their respective opponents last week. They are struggling so far. Nothing but field goals for the Adams so far, while Annapolis had 1 huge touchdown reception and a field goal. That's why we have a 10-9 score. Ritters makes the catch. He has 5 receptions for 41 yards.
Annapolis only brings 4 to pressure the Adams quarterback, P.J. Slaughter, on that one. He's able to sit back, and it feels weird if you're only bringing 4 to have the pressure so loose on the outside.
After that 3-yard reception, it's 2nd and 7 with 1 minute 42 seconds left in this first half. Slaughter will fire it right away to Brown. Makes the catch. Got the first down and more. Tackle made by number, I want to say that's 29, Trent Scarn. But not after Brown gets a first down after that great run after catch.
Plenty of room on the outside to stretch those legs that seem to have been resting for the last quarter. Hasn't been very active with such a great start to the game for Brown.
Yeah, both running backs are struggling after Brown's huge carry. That's the only difference so far. Brown gets the carry for a 2-yard gain, and now the Adams are going on hurry up. 2nd and 8. Slaughter fires it before he gets sacked. It's caught! And Ritters is protecting that ball with his life, and he got open roll ahead. And a touchdown for the Adams. They break this field goal drought with a touchdown.
Look at him concentrating on the ball. Ritter watches it all the way in. Then he covers it like it's his baby all the way in, and then sheds a tackle, and it's off to the races. If he would have had to keep that ball covered, he would have been wrapped up. But no way into the end zone for Ritter to get freaky.
A huge play, and finally the Adams break this touchdown drought, not field goal drought, excuse me. First 3 drives were for field goals. This drive, however, results in 6, potentially 7 if this extra point attempt is made by Calico. And momentum is clearly on the Adams side. This extra point attempt is good. And they have the lead by 6, 16-10 with 48 seconds left in this first half.
What gets me so excited about those types of plays is the fact that it could be you that's sitting in Twitch chat that makes that play in the future. Make sure, if you want to become a part of this, that you reach out.
Yeah, you're listening to 2 players in the SFL right now who already went to couch the field at some point in our respective careers. You can do the same as well. And Brian Way is trying to lead the way for the Navigators. They'll start this possession with 44 seconds left at their own 29-yard line.
44 seconds left. 2 timeouts for Annapolis. Their only major score coming in this game off of a big play, so we could see something here. But I probably expect Albuquerque to play some deep cover 3.
1st and 10. Trips to the left. Sidearm is, that should have been caught by, it is Chris Armstrong. He tried to get swaggy with it, drops the ball. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Just does not watch the football all the way in there, tries to make a move. He's wide open. You can't even blame footsteps on that one, as he does not watch it in. Ball bounces up in the air to himself and finds its way all the way down to the green grass.
San Jose is up 17-0 against Memphis with 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Potential upset there. Sidearm pass is caught for a first down by McCrae, and they're going to go hurry up. Navigators got to hurry up, though. It's only 28 seconds left. Trips to the right. One wide receiver to the top of the screen. Gordon's taking his sweet time. Finally snaps the ball. Sidearms again. Clausen makes the catch. Will he go out of bounds? Yes, he will. It'll be 1st and 10 at the Albuquerque 48-yard line with 17 seconds left in this first half.
A lot of time taken up as they stand there at the line of scrimmage waiting for the play to be called. I just hate to see that kind of time get eaten up. The congestion again by the trips right diamond set ends up showing success on the out route. We'll see if they go back to it. Obviously, now you're looking at it, they don't. They just go to a standard spread.
1st and 10. Sidearm to O'Shaughnessy. Makes the catch. Go out of bounds. He does not. They have 2 more timeouts, and surprised they're not calling it right now, especially since O'Shaughnessy having a hard time getting back to the line of scrimmage. 4 seconds left. They finally call timeout. Bad clock management by the Navigators. They could have had at least 2 more chances. Now only got 1 more play before the end of the half.
I don't understand at that point, if you're just going to wait that long to call timeout, coach, you got to have some serious questions. Just let it go to half if that's what you're going to do. You leave 8 seconds on the clock, 1 timeout in your back pocket. I get it. You want to save it for the field goal, but if you don't even get a chance, then what's the point?
2 interceptions, but 250 yards passing for Spencer Gordon, who got speared by his coach on the sideline. You saw that?
Oh, that was
This is not Mortal Kombat. Gordon's going to throw a Hail Mary. It worked the last time. It is picked off. And I believe that is number 27, Terry Saunders with the interception. Cameras on Marco Swift. Take that back. That's Marco Swift's 2nd interception of the game.
I know it's not typical to see a reversal, but I mean that hurts the stats. But good job, Mark Swift.
And now he has 4 interceptions for his career, and that's how the first half will end, with the Adams clearly having the momentum on their side. They're up by 6, 16-10, and Ryan, the offense of the Adams were struggling on their first 3 possessions, but they finally got their first touchdown on a huge play to Ritters. What are your thoughts in this exciting first half?
It is a game of turnovers at this point, but I get frustrated about that last interception because that'll make the stats sway one direction, but I still think the story needs to be told. Annapolis at this point has had trouble hanging onto the football on offense. They're leaving the Adams with short field position in order to take advantage of it. Although their defense held strong in the beginning, ultimately they're starting to show a little worse for wear. Both quarterbacks getting plenty of time to move the football today back in their pockets.
And there's that first huge play that looked like an awesome throw by Gordon. Put all body language that was possible into that throw to Brian Way to get the touchdown scoring started for the Navigators. Then they've been shut out for most of the first half, only scoring 3 points after that touchdown. And then you had the feeling that the Adams themselves were slowly getting momentum as the first half moved along, and then they finally cashed it in before the end of the half, and they will get a chance to double dip because they kicked the ball to start this game. And what does the defense of the Navigators have to do to prevent that from happening?
I think they need a turnover at this point. They've got to help get their offense back in this game. Just too many little silly mistakes. I think the biggest speaking stat right now at half is Bailey O'Shaughnessy, 13 yards rushing out of the backfield. That's just unacceptable with the way that Annapolis Navigators offense is built. You cannot have it that way. So that offensive line needs to step up and move that football, grind that football better. What stat are you most looking forward to in the second half that you think can make a biggest difference?
I want to see the completion percentage of Gordon improve. He already throw, in my opinion, way too many interceptions so far in this game. We can sort of discount that last one because, you know, that was the end of the first half, but he's thrown way too many interceptions. He has to improve that completion percentage. He's entering today's game 6th in the league, the SFLm, in completion percentage with 67%. He's going to have to improve on it today. But right now, the Navigators defense is going to have to stop the Adams from double dipping because they get the ball first. This is T-Word Games with Ryan Yosef as my broadcast partner. The Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, and the second half is underway. Short kick, fielded inside the 20. Nice little sidestep by number 19, Traeger. Good return to the 35-yard line where the Adams will start this possession.
Well, this is their chance to really spread their wings a little bit, or whatever the equivalent reference would be for an atom. Spread their nucleus a little bit and get this lead extended as what they need, as these are two very high-powered teams that have shown great success this season.
They got to spread their molecules, too. Well, they got
there we go,
spread formation. Spread formation. 4 wide receivers. 4 Slaughter. Passes over the middle. It's caught! Rithers, who had a huge touchdown reception earlier in this game, just took a huge hit, but now after he makes the catch, it'll be at the 42-yard line, be 1st and 10 there for the Adams.
Nice ball position here. No defender able to knock this ball down. Nothing could happen that would really interfere with it as he runs a nice flat coming across the middle in body position.
And Slaughter and Ritters of the Adams was able to flip the field on one pass. It's 1st and 10. 40 Adams. Steps up. PJ steps up and fires over the middle. Pass is deflected by number 51, Alterman. We've been calling his name all day today.
Yeah, he's really good at knocking down the ball, but the Navigators right now, they need an INT or FUMB in order to turn this game around. They've got to get momentum back.
2nd and 10 at the 42. 3 minutes, on the third quarter, 10 minutes and 20 seconds left. Slaughter steps up, fires on the middle, and that should have been picked off. Jay, the wall mark, had a chance to pick this off, but instead sells for the pass deflection.
I think normally that terminology, the wall, applies to the run game, but in this case, it's a pass game where he knocks it down. Just, they've got to do something bigger, better, quicker. I know it's only 6 points, but it doesn't feel that way right now.
Come on, Jay Mark, you got to make a play to make Sam Walton very happy right now. When it says 3rd and 10. Ball at the 42. 4 wide receiver set. As Slaughter passes over the middle. It's caught for another 1st down. Fenimore makes a great catch, and the inside slants has been working so far for the Adams.
I was holding my breath there as the ball comes out just in time to get to Fenimore. No respect being given to the rush that was slow developing up the middle as PJ Slaughter gets rid of it just in time. Fillmore there's looking big and tall coming across the middle.
And they just 2 yards away from the red zone. A great first drive for the Adams. Can the Navigators defense prevent the Adams from double dipping here? I formation, 3 wide receiver set. It'll be a handoff to Brown. Brown goes up the gut, but gets tackled, and I believe that is by Jay Mart after a 2-yard gain.
Well, that's the first time we see him rush the ball here in the second half. You'll take those 2 yards to reestablish the run. They need to keep Douglas Brown active in this game. I got to think at some point he's going to go back to that huddle and, feed me. I need a chance.
2nd and 8. Ball at the 20-yard line. They're inside the red zone. Hand off to Brown. Try to break the first tackle. Did not work. Because you get game tackled shortly after that by Ultimate. It'll be 3rd and 8. No gain on that play.
Really thought he'd find a little bit more room. Brown's trying to force it to the outside, but cannot run away from Alterman. As it's just a race to the sideline, takes him down quick for a no.
Offset eye towards the left. Oslar, who drops back to pass, fires it before he gets sacked, and that's picked off!
Oh,
you asked for it, right? And Lynn Jones delivers. Huge interception for the Navigators defense.
That is a terribly thrown football by P.J. Slaughter. Watch him lean a little too far back as pressure is finally applied to him. I'm sitting there watching this play develop, and I was actually celebrating a touchdown. I'm like, how is he so wide open? Oops, that's the wrong team.
Yeah, thanks to that pressure by the D-line of the Navigators, Slaughter overthrew his man and threw it right to Lynn Jones. And thanks to that interception, the Navigators will start at the 20-yard line, trailing by 6 with 8:45 left in this third quarter. We got out route complete to Mcrae, a 5-yard reception. Gordon has the better stats yard-wise, but the interceptions is hurting them so far for the Navigators.
Looks like they just run one of their bread and butter plays, something to keep them moving in the right direction, get their rhythm back after a terrible end of the first half for them with terrible clock management. But Mcrae is a trusty receiver.
2nd and 5, offset eye towards the left for Gordon. O'Shaughnessy will get the carry. Makes the first man miss before it gets destroyed. Farad Ahmed just took O'Shaughnessy to the shadow realm. It'll be 3rd and 6.
312 pounds of apparently a Mortal Kombat reference up the middle. No room for O'Shaughnessy. That is tough. They've got to work outside the tackles. They're finding no success up the middle running this football.
Trips to the right, one back in the backfield, one wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. Gordon fires it. Is it picked? No! Hot potato doesn't work for the Adams defense, but they will stop Annapolis on this drive. The turnover does not come back to haunt them.
That is ridiculous. Adams cannot find the ball into their hands. You're watching that ball move around and no real ability in order to wrap it up. They're lucky. Annapolis is lucky again with a forced deep pass that falls to the ground.
And the punt by by Rand Fullman is on the way. And the return is to the 40-yard line by number 27, Terry Saunders, and that'll be 1st and 10 for the Adams. And no harm, no foul on their interception. They got a chance to extend their lead, potentially ice this game, Ryan.
Yeah, now it's starting to turn a little bit into a game of field position. Ultimately only getting one first down for Annapolis there before they immediately punt it back. And we still find ourselves pretty early in the third quarter, all things considered.
1st and 10 at the 40 for the Adams. I formation, but PJ will step back to pass. Passes over the middle. It's caught for the first down, and he got a chance to score. That's Fenimore. He's going to score, and the Adams has broken this game wide open. What a play.
Tons of pressure being applied up the middle before it actually falls back into coverage, but there's no help over the top to cover Fenimore as he is beat. Number 32, Jason Donnell cannot watch. This is 2 terrible weeks in a row for Donnell as he was exposed last week. Fenimore, congratulations, buddy. 6 points.
Ryan Fenimore just got his 5th touchdown this season. And the Adams defense was like, expose him! Expose him! Oh, oh! What a huge play. They got a chance to go up by 13. And the snap is down. The kick is on the way, and it's good. The Adams lead 23-10 after that huge reception. And everyone, you want more SFL content? Our Discord community has podcasts, articles, and highlights about the league, its team, and its players. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Simulationfl and visit our website at www.simulationfl.net for more news, features, and information. And Right now, Annapolis is facing a 13-point deficit. We see if Brian Way can lead the way on this return. Nice spin move before he gets his ribs destroyed. The Adams are on fire right now. They're laying out the hits to Bucky Blair. Laid a huge hit on Way.
I thought Way might find his space coming down the field after such a nice hurdle. But man, a tough shot delivered right under the rib cage. Takes him down 31-yard line.
I formation. 40 Navigators. O'Shaughnessy gets a carry. One of the best runs for O'Shaughnessy so far. 8-yard carry. It'll be 2nd and 2.
Big run. The biggest on the day, like you said, for O'Shaughnessy. Finds room for the first time up the middle. Really one, maybe 1.5, if that's possible. Defenders he needed to beat to bust it wide open. But Annapolis needs a big, quick score here to punch their way back into it.
2 backs in the backfield, 2 wide receivers for Gordon and the Navigators, who desperately needs to score a touchdown this drive. It'll be a nice carry. Shaughnessy put one person in the spin cycle, but couldn't avoid big number 57 of the Adams, Julius Rasmus.
They should be teaching you in Pee-wees when you are playing defense, your goal is to force everything back up to the middle to all your friends. It's exactly what the Adams defense does there. Does not allow O'Shaughnessy to get space on the outside.
Offset eye towards the right. It'll be going that direction. O'Shaughnessy gets the carry. Got the first down and more. Huge run for O'Shaughnessy. He's now in the Adams side of the field. Tackle at the 35-yard line. And let's take that back. That's O'Shaughnessy's biggest run of the game right there.
Calling us out for calling him out. No contain on the outside. The block. All defenders are engaged in blocks. And really, it's a foot race to the end before number 20, Jorge Torres, makes his 3rd tackle on the day. Nice wrap up and takedown, but not until after a huge gain by Bailey.
I think everybody but the team in neon green knew that carry was going towards the right. And it worked for perfection for the Navigators. And what a great catch by Josh Gill. Only missed one pass towards his way. 5 receptions so far in today's game. That one's for 7.
You know, they talk about, I was going to say, you talk about that toe drag swag. I was going to try to invent something quickly about heel drag because that was a crazy thrown football. I'll be impressed here if he actually got it down in time.
We'll see as the Adams are challenging this play. Jason Williams, the coach, great running back himself. Now, he looks like he may have gotten it. We'll see what the refs say.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete.
Overturn.
Yeah, that's too bad. Gill had his foot at a 42-degree angle when it went down to try to get the toe down. He actually needed it at a 43-degree angle in order to complete that pass. Just a hair off. Just a hair. 1 degree.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 after that incompletion for the Navigators. Offset eye towards the left. Will they run in that direction? Yes, they will. O'Shaughnessy gets the carry. Goes up the gut. Tries to put someone in the spin cycle. It's not been working for O'Shaughnessy so far in this game. Tackle made by number 20, Jorge Torres.
I feel like they're starting to get to know each other. Torres and O'Shaughnessy, if they haven't exchanged phone numbers to meet after this game, I'll be surprised. But they keep meeting about 8 yards down the field. You don't want to be playing that type of defense on this drive.
No backs in the backfield. 3 wide receivers. O'Shaughnessy's actually one of them. And the pass is going to O'Shaughnessy. And it's caught down by Greg Clausen. Guy Clausen. On a tip drill. It was intended to O'Shaughnessy. O'Shaughnessy couldn't make the catch. And Clausen, with the awareness, does make that catch.
Just watch his gloves here as he picks it up just before it hits the ground. Wraps it up, taken down by number 58, almost in a sign of desperation by Ryan Ray, almost in disbelief as they walk back to the huddle. If you take a zoom in here on Ray, big first down for Annapolis.
They're now in the red zone. Can they cash this in for 6 points? We got a sidearm pass. It's caught by Brian Way, who already has 1 touchdown today. This one is for 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Nice slant route from the right side of the formation there for the Navigators. finds no linebackers in the middle of the field. Everyone dropping back for more deep coverage. Easy pitch and catch between Gordon.
2nd and 3 at the 7. Offset eye towards the right. A huge run was made last time. Is he going to use that play again? O'Shaughnessy, for some reason, decides to cut back in the middle. He got the first down, but if he would have bounced it to the right, he would have scored.
Delivering a shoulder first class to Ryan Ray. Almost chose contact instead of trying to string it out and find the end zone.
You don't take the T-Roy Gang school of running. You always want to bounce it outside, not trying to get the contact here. O'Shaughnessy gets the carry, bouncing outside. Don't work this time in his favor. It'll be 2nd and go. O'Shaughnessy, who usually averages 5.1 yards a carry, averaging 3, almost 3.5.
Gap discipline is what the Adams need down here. In this case, Ray delivers on that promise, steps right into the gap, single-handedly wrap tackles him high and takes him down.
San Jose is up 20-3 with 6:36 left in the third quarter, thanks to Tyler Falk, SFL, and the SFL Twitch chat, giving us the scoring updates. Gordon passes over the middle, incomplete. Passes intended to their fullback, France Dorn. It'll be 3rd and goal.
All right, what do you think we're going to see here? This is a pivotal 3rd and goal. What's your go-to favorite play? What would you call, Coach?
I will call a swing pass.
Right.
Towards the sidelines. Let the running back take it in the end zone. But right now, we got trips to the right. One wide receiver to the bottom of the screen. It's going to be a pass from Gordon to the middle. It is incomplete. Great job by Tallway getting away of Brian Way. A lot of ways there. 4th down.
Congestion again coming across the middle, as you see. If we had a chance to go back and watch it, you see 2 direct opposite flows in receivers, and they ultimately end up crashing into each other in the middle of the field. You'd like to see Spencer Gordon hang on to that football a little bit longer so that all of his wide receivers could clear that pressure.
It'll be 4th and go at the 6. 23-yard field goal attempt is up, and it's good. And the deficit now is 10. The Adams lead 23-13 with 3:27 left in this third quarter.
A lot of time left in this game, but it just the 10 points with the way both teams have been scoring in threes for the most part makes it a tough deficit to come back from.
Annapolis got to start scoring more touchdowns. Those field goals haven't come back to haunt the Adams, where the momentum's still on their side. Return by Traeger is taken to the 30-yard line, where the Adams will start this next possession.
I expect to see. I'm hoping to see a little bit more Brown on this play, or on this drive, excuse me, especially on this play where he's going to get the ball here and set the tempo. Just nice, simple handoff, start to grind away the Annapolis defense.
P.J. Slaughter, the second-year vet. We got two-year vets here in the SFLm at quarterback for their respective teams. Right now, Slaughter passes it to Ritters, who makes a great catch, almost puts someone in a spin cycle, takes it to the 43-yard line where it's 1st and 10.
Look at those stats by both the wide receivers for the Adams today. Beautiful route again by Ritter. We've seen this a few times today as he's just trying to get space on the outside and then make something happen. You can't complain getting a first down like that as they start to continue to move and percolate down the field.
1st and 10 at the 43 of the Adams. 3 minutes left in this third quarter. We could have student body right on this play. Instead, it'll be inside handoff to Brown, who couldn't break the first tackle. Great job by, I want to say that's number 96. And that will be Mark Ratson, the defensive tackle. 3-yard gain for Brown.
Loading up big guys in the box as the Navigators respond by filling their own box.
And it'll be another carry. Brown makes the first man. That's a first down and more. Stop at the 39-yard line, and Brown's getting jiggy with it. He's feeling himself. Great run by him.
follows the off tackle run again. You can't complain when you've got 3 lead blockers in order to find enough space on the outside and no corner on the line of scrimmage that could possibly contain that run. So really it's this long run, but it's also being strung to the outside, and that's the first time the pursuit gets to him in order to even apply pressure to Brown.
And great job by the final block made by Gus McGillicuddy, number 62, to help spring Brown loose for that first down carry. This pass is caught by number 22, Luke Waverly. He missed his first reception previously. He comes away with that 6-yard reception on that play.
They're just slowly moving it down. They're getting them in relatively large bunches, but the nice part is they're maintaining time of possession. Be interesting to see another run out of this formation.
2nd and 4. Play action pass instead. He got some receiver. That's Ritters. That's another first down. 4 yards away from the red zone. This Adams offense has been on fire since the end of the first half.
Working the inside out again for Ritter as he runs the route towards the inside, busted out for a well-timed pass. At this point, I'm just going to guess that they're going to score a touchdown because they're doing exactly the opposite. I don't know what to do. I'm trying my best.
Well, it's these bright neon green, yellow uniforms is getting to everybody, including myself. 1st and 10 for the Adams at the 24-yard line of the Navigators. Brown gets the carry and gets stuffed right away. We give credit to number 98, Benny Butcher, chopping them up. 3-yard loss.
No room on that play. That is a good tempo stop after I noticed they were going to score a touchdown. I am done calling it. I do not want to feng shui either of these two teams.
Reese Bars 123 is begging me to stop dissing their jersey. Sorry about that, my friend. Pass is complete by Fenimore, who caught the last touchdown reception. This one will be 3rd and 7 on the 22.
He actually looked like he didn't even realize he was out of bounds as he took it up past the first down marker and looked back at the ref like, what is going on, brother? I'm still in bounds, but he's on the other side of the white line.
3rd and 7. 34 seconds left in this third quarter. Huge play for the defense of the Navigators. They got to stop the Adams here. Out route is incomplete. Overthrown. His intended receiver, Traeger, the returner. It'll be 4th down, and that's what the Navigators need. Can they block this field goal attempt, however?
Yeah, they're going to need a block if they want to keep this going. I really like Traeger's effort on that play. Outstretched arms. Almost like Slaughter there is trying to pass it to Ritter, but just a different timing with a different wide receiver. Unsuccessful in the first down attempt.
We have a 39-yard field goal attempt. The snap is down. It's a bad snap. Kick is underway. And Calico's field goal attempt is good. And the lead goes back to 13. And the Adams score 26 once again. It's 26-13.
I feel like, although the game has taken this long to get for Annapolis 13 points and Albuquerque 26, I still feel like they could punch their way back into this game quickly. But we've only seen one big play. Maybe you could argue 2 from Annapolis during the course of this game. The Albuquerque Adams defense has really done a good job containing them. We'll see if they can continue that pressure as both of these two fierce forces look to close out the third quarter.
And Brian Way, who's having a busy day, takes it to the 27-yard line. That's where the Navigators will start this possession with 16 seconds left in the third. Will we see a healthy dose of O'Shaughnessy? O'Shaughnessy looked like he was heating up on the previous drive, Right now it's trips to the right. O'Shaughnessy's a little setback. It'll be a sidearm pass to Clausen. It's caught for a first down and more and gets taken out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Can't make out the number. Tackle made by number 26. That'll be to Bucky Blair.
Great read by Spencer Gordon on this play as you look at a stack defense that's playing between 15 to 18 yards deep on that trips tight right. And in that case, he ends up finding the one wide receiver that's basically uncovered, and then he makes something special out of it to get that first down.
Spencer Gordon completion percentage, quarterback rating 64%. Pass over 200 and actually passed for 290 yards, excuse me. That carry by O'Shaughnessy will end the third quarter, a 5-yard gain. And the Navigators needs to score a touchdown in this game to get back in this game. They are trailing by 13. You're watching the Simulation Football Minor League on the Simulation Football League's Twitch channel. With the Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL headquarters, this is T-Word Games with my partner, Ryan Yosef. And we got a 2nd and 5 to start this fourth quarter. Navigators have the ball at their own 44. O'Shaughnessy gets the carry and gets a couple yards there, be 3rd and 3, and a huge third down for the offense for the Navigators.
Yeah, hopefully you get a chance to throw those fours in chat, a little homage to the league as we all enter this fourth quarter. That's a tough second down run. It ends up shrinking what they need to get a first down, but it just feels like so far away.
Marco Swift, Diddy Dash, Ashley Jackson, amongst others, putting up the fours in the chat. Pass is caught by number 45, Lawrence Perry, helps extend this drive. We first and 10 at the Adams 48.
Nice simple route, nice connection. Gets an ever important first down that pushes them past the 50-yard line, starts putting them into striking distance.
I formation. Looks like this could be a run up the middle. I'll run up the middle the way the defense is stacking up towards the left. They will. Able to get 1 yard gain on that carry. O'Shaughnessy with 63 yards rushing, averaging 3.3 a carry in this game so far.
Most of the yards coming on a really long 24-yard run on that off tackle. I think you have to keep attacking that off tackle position. I appreciate you wanting to run it up the middle, but if you're O'Shaughnessy, look at this. We've got no contain playing within 3 yards. Oh, okay.
They made the adjustment. They heard you. They heard you, Ryan. There'll be a carry up the middle again. And it's almost time to start abandoning the run game, down by 13 with just 9:23 left in this game. It's 3rd and 9 for the Navigators.
All right, I want to see him come out and spread, put O'Shaughnessy on the line even, empty that backfield, just to kind of spread out the Adams defense. They've got to do something a little different on 3rd and long.
Well, they got 4 wide receivers, 1 back in the backfield for Spencer Gordon and the Navigators. A huge third down for the team in white and yellow. Pass is caught by Mcrae, who gets the first down and then gets destroyed by number 27, Terry Saunders. But now after he gets the first down at the 35-yard line.
Playing deep back, almost expecting something bigger was the Adams defense on that play. They take their nice, easy first down with the out route. Plenty of time again for Gordon on the in the deep drop.
1st and 10 at the 35. Offset I. This will be a swing pass to O'Shaughnessy, but with no help. That was a play that was doomed from the start. Tackle made by Ciroc Black, number 55.
Black was matched up to him man to man, was waiting for him to make a move. When he saw him move to the flats, as soon as that ball went in the air, Black, with his closing speed, turns it down, wraps him up, and meets him at the line of scrimmage.
Trips to the left. 1 wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. That's Mcrae. Gordon drops back, fires it to the left. It's caught. I believe that is by Josh Gill. No, Brian Way. 3 receptions, 77 yards. One of them was a huge play for a touchdown. 3rd and 5 after that 5-yard reception.
Anything but a field goal here in Annapolis. Anything but a field goal. Well, I mean, the only other option besides a field goal would be a turn. Something better than a field goal here in Annapolis.
Trips to the left. 1 wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. 3rd and 5. Pass over the middle. And, Armstrong drops another pass. If they decide to go for the field goal, this will be a 47-yard attempt. We'll see what they do.
I don't know if you're sitting in chat. I don't know which team you're cheering for, but that's disappointing, I would say, for both teams. He is wide open there, does not get his hands on the football, turns on just a quick hitch route right to the first down marker, but cannot complete the first down.
And they're going to try this 47-yard field goal attempt to cut the lead back to 10. And the kick by Murphy is on the way, and it is good. No! No good! He missed it wide left!
Long enough, but painfully left as Hubert Murphy just watches it in, and I don't know if we've got enough of a win, but that is disappointing for Annapolis. You needed those points. See if the defense can make a big play, but Albuquerque put it into second gear. You're in the driver's seat now.
We could see a healthy dose of Douglas Brown, number 21, the 6', 210-pounder. He'll get the carry to start this drive for the Avs. Oh! Lynn Jones does not having any of that. Brown gets the 1 yard gain, but Lynn Jones delivered a forearm shot to the dome.
He gets a 7-yard head start to meet Douglas Brown at the line of scrimmage and gives him the shoulder, looking for that big play mistake that Albuquerque's going to need.
Give him that shoulder lean, I guess. 2nd down 9 after that 1 yard painful carry, but Brown has enough. He breaks the first tackle. He has open road ahead, and Douglas Brown's about to break this game wide open. What a huge run. Brown did not like that headshot. He takes it to the house, and the Adams look like they have this game firmly in hand.
He is patient. We have seen major patience from Douglas Brown today as he takes it right off tackle. We've seen success earlier. Ends up shedding one wannabe tackler. Finds his gap up the middle, and there's no safety providing support. And then it's a foot race, and I'm telling you, if Mark Reardon at 310 pounds can run you down, you should not be a running back in the minors. But he does not. He goes to Browntown.
And Douglas Brown just said, hey, J. Mart. Brown has delivered to Walmart in the past. You get your stuff from the UPS. What can Brown do for you? He just told J. Mart, get out my way. I'm taking it to the end zone. And the extra point is up and it's good. They're now up by 20 with 6:52 left in this game. And everyone, Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the SFL, and replica jerseys are out now. Get your name on the back of your teams or your fan favorites teams jersey and visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com or through our website at www.simulationfl.net. Just hit the shop button. And Brian Way needs to make a big play to get his team back in this game. They're down by 20. He takes it to the 28-yard line before he's tackled by number 35, the backup running back, John Perry of the Adams. 1st and 10 for the Navigators.
I sure hope that Annapolis is coming out onto the field expecting a big play or needing a big play, wanting a big play, because the air has been sucked out of this stadium.
And this could be a huge win for the Adams. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we'll see what the Navigators can do on this possession as Gordon does not even get a chance to throw the ball. Great tackle by number 76, Farad Ahmed. We call his name a second time in this game.
First pressure applied to a quarterback all game by both teams. Just reaches out, grabs him by the leg, takes him down, disrupts that pass. That is a big, big stop on first down.
Now, if the Adams holds on and win this game, they'll have a huge matchup against Birmingham next week. That could be for one of the top spots in the playoffs. With 1 week, that'll be the final week of the regular season. We almost had an interception by number 57, Julian Rosmus. We've been calling his name all day today, too.
Look at this hit sent on Spencer Gordon. He is slow getting back up. Ultimately, it forces a ball thrown a hair earlier than he'd like and cannot complete the interception attempt. But it is an absolute tough amount of pressure all of a sudden being put on Gordon with only 4 rushers coming in.
3rd and 10, a huge third down for the Navigators offense. They need to convert, keep this drive alive, and score a quick touchdown, trailing by 20. Spencer Gordon gets hit again before he passes the ball. I want to say that was by number 79, Cliff Grizzly, got in the way. It'll be 4th and 10 for the Navigators.
Again, pressure applied. I'm surprised you're not almost going for it here on 4th down. But just on that drive, not enough time for the first time for Spencer Gordon.
Yeah, he had plenty of time to throw the ball for most of this game, but once the third quarter hit, his time's been running out, and this has shown. Well, they haven't even only scored 3 points so far. What a spin move by Saunders. And right now, the Navigators defense has to make a huge play to get their team back in this game. They're trailing by 20. It's 33-13. Adams.
That was a tough drive. All 4 plays there on that drive for Annapolis were dangerous ones. We almost saw a block there on 4th down even. I'm not a big fan of momentum, but if it does exist, Albuquerque's got it.
1st and 10 at the 36. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in this game. Pass is caught for a 1st down by Traeger. Tackle at the 49-yard line of the Navigators, and the Adams are basically out for blood right now.
Again, no pressure applied to Slaughter there. He's able to just pick apart the defense, finds the soft spot in the zone. Easy 1st down. Stays in bounds, too, to keep the clock moving.
It seemed like that last run by Brown basically took the wind out of the sails of the Navigators. Pun intended. 1st and 10 at the 49 of the Navigators. And Brown will get the carry. And he wanted to recreate that huge run on the previous possession. 2-yard gain. He is at 140 yards rushing.
Tries to get past. I almost think the Navigators have to try to apply a hit. If they can get Brown into a scenario where he exposes that football and then put that helmet on it, maybe they can get the football back.
2nd and 8. 5 minutes and 27 seconds left. Brown gets the carry. He got the 1st down. He was getting real excited before he got double teamed by the safety in the corner, Lynn Jones and Josh Rowe, respectively, of the Navigators, but not after a 1st down carry.
Plenty of running lanes out there. Gets his fullback to even clear out the linebackers for him. Nice ISO play. Plenty of room. Nice hit delivered at the end. I'll give the secondary that, but it keeps the clock moving, gives them a fresh set of downs, and could see the end very, very quickly around the corner.
A nice time-consuming drive. Now 2 minutes old. Brown gets the carry. Bounces inside. Then tries to go back outside, but it's stopped for a 6-yard gain. 2nd and 4. And remember, SFL Nation, we still got 2 more games left in this Week 8 4-game slate. Starting at 9 o'clock on SFL Twitch, it's Ottawa versus Madison. And then on SFL YouTube, Tacoma versus Salt Lake. 2nd and 4. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game. Brown gets another carry. Gets to the 28-yard line. Brown's averaging 7.5 yards a carry. That's the number we usually associate with O'Shaughnessy, but it's Brown all day.
Just finding the room up the middle. Very patient running today, especially in the second half by Brown, in order to find the gaps that are needed in order to get big chunks of yards.
3rd and 2. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in this game. A very nice time-consuming drive by the Adams. Up by 20. Brown gets the carry. He gets the 1st down before he gets the forearm shiver by John Henderson. And the Adams just been dominating. They've scored 3 field goals to start their game today, but since the end of the first half, the offense has been on fire and just basically put this game away.
Yeah, they're really grinding it away here at this point, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised to see another handoff, maybe even see some of the backups in.
Right now, Brown is still in the backfield in this power I formation. 3 minutes left in this game. Brown gets the carry, goes up the gut. Needs to be careful not to offer up his back like that. Tackle made by Donnell after a 2-yard gain. You don't want to get injured this late in the game.
No, your team's looking for you to carry him on to victory here. gains 2 yards, finds a space up the middle to grab it. Straight goal line type formation. Nothing too fancy about what Albuquerque's doing here. What I think they're trying to do is just push themselves to 5 wins.
And they will have a very exciting matchup to end the regular season next week. The 5-2 Birmingham Field will return from a bye week. They'll take on the soon-to-be 5-2 Adams. And that could have huge playoff implications next week. We'll talk about that next week. Right now, the backup running back, John Perry, is in the game. He got the carry. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Should carry us. It's a 2-minute warning. Nothing too fancy about Albuquerque on this drive.
A long time-consuming, dominating drive to end this game. The Adams are up by 20. You're watching the SFLm on SFL Twitch. The Adams got this game firmly in control. I formation with Perry. The running back in for Brown now. He'll get the carry. And it'll be no gain. The Navigators called their first timeout.
Might not think it's a huge deal here, but even a field goal does stretch it to a 3-score lead for sure. It could be something that Albuquerque wants to do. Plus, it gives Calico another chance to stretch his hamstring, and the special teams another opportunity to practice their blocking scheme.
This will be a 38-yard field goal attempt for Calico. He's been perfect all game so far. Snap is down. The kick is underway. And it's no good. Bounces off the right goalpost. Commentator's curse goes into effect once again.
I just want to doink.
Doink.
Just straight off of the post. Nothing too special about that. Just like the drive. And I've said that now 4 times. Gives him a chance to practice one more time, but he's going to go back to that sideline, I guess, and hit a couple more practice ones.
And San Jose has the lead 30-10 over Memphis with 3:27 left in that game. Right now, the Navigators is playing for pride. Tip drill! Unsuccessful. And a hit that thankfully doesn't go against the Adams. Looked like that was a late hit by Blair. 2nd and 10 for Gill on that one.
Something about maybe the rules not being 100% up to date, just blind.
It's a defensive receiver. That surely is unsportsmanlike conduct now. Rev 62 has been kind of sus on these non-late hit calls. As Gordon drops back to pass. Out route, almost picked off, but it's complete to Josh Gill. 3rd and 5 at the 32 with 1 minute, 44 seconds left.
Trying to shorten up that 3rd down attempt. Nice focus for Annapolis, but they need a big play. You don't want to just quit on it. Get the 1st down here. Try to run Gill deep or something. Let him go 1-on-3 against this defense just to see what can happen.
3rd and 5. They want to build up momentum for next week's game. The Navigators will face Tacoma next week. Out route is caught by Gill, but he doesn't go past the sticks. It's 4th and 1 at the 37. You know they got to go for it.
You definitely have to go for it in this scenario, but you also have to talk to Gill after the game. Run a smarter route, son. Take enough for the 1st down. There's no reason to run that route if you're not going to go deep enough for a 1st.
Here we go, 4th and 1. Can they get 1 yard and extend this drive? They're going to pass it. Out route is successful. Caught for a 1st down by Clausen. And they will go hurry up. Clausen takes it to the 49-yard line of the Adams. 1 minute and 25 seconds left in this game. Gordon drops back. Passes over the middle. Caught by Clausen again. This time for 7 yards. Hurry up one more time. 2nd and 3. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in this game. Gordon drops back again. Fires over the middle again to Clausen. 3rd straight reception. This one is for a 1st down. Taken to the 30-yard line of the Adams. Good hurry up so far for the Navigators. Again, commentators curse. Tackle sack made by Grizzly. 5-yard loss, 2nd and 15. Gordon swing pass to Bailey. Gets wrecked out of bounds. Tackle made by Blair. Clock stops at 43 seconds.
Okay. Well, that was a lot of breath for you. Third and 13 here. You might as well call it third and end zone. They've got to get points. I know it's ultimately out of it, but run your favorite routes, run your favorite plays, do what you feel most comfortable to do here. There's no point in saving any of these timeouts for another game.
3rd and 13, 43 seconds left. One back in the backfield. That's O'Shaughnessy. 4 wide receivers. Gordon Frost is one of them. It's caught by McCrae for a first down at the 12, and they will call their second timeout. They have 1 left. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 12.
Good pitch and catch by McCrae. It's just the Adams defense playing soft. Pretty basic, deep cover. I'd almost say quarter or cover 2. You think you'd actually have a few more back there, someone playing center field, but there's no real pressure or concern for Albuquerque in this scenario. They'd like to just get to the showers.
While the Navigators trying to build up momentum, getting ready for their next game against the Grizzlies to end the regular season. They will fall to 4-3 after this loss. Swing pass to O'Shaughnessy. One-handed catch. Spins and gets his back destroyed. 3-yard reception. 2nd and 7. 20 seconds left in this game. Hurry up, O'Shaughnessy. Get back in the line. Gordon gets the snap. Pass over the middle. And it's almost picked off. Pass was intended to Josh Gill.
Just a congested, again, we've talked about this. The formation, you've got a bunch of secondary for the Adams sitting back on their heels, waiting for something to come across the middle. I appreciate the fact that Gordon is trying to force it into the end zone. I'd like to see this pass go to Gill. Looks like he's got one-on-one on the top.
3rd and 7. 4 wide receivers set, 1 back in the backfield. High snap caught by Gordon. Pass is caught for a touchdown. Armstrong actually makes this reception. You can trust the Gordon's fisherman on that reception.
Oh, that is close. I will be surprised if we don't see a review. Maybe we won't see it because the lead's so far, but that is a tight plant and turn upfield, just enough for the touchdown for Annapolis to get to 19, maybe 20 points here. We'll see.
And this review would have been made by the booth. Booth was fined by that touchdown reception by Armstrong. Extra points up and good. And the deficit is cut to 13. I'm sure you're going to see an onside kick attempt with 12 seconds left. Adams lead 33-20.
Is this onside?
I think it's onside. Okay. Here we go. And who got it? The Adams got it. Blair recovers the onside kick attempt, and that should do it with 11 seconds left. We should see the victory formation real soon.
Was really hyped for that onside, just not quite enough. The technique there from the Adams was just put a bunch of highlighter colored green around that ball. And let's finish this game off.
And PJ Slaughter downs the ball. Adams decided to call timeout just not waste it. One more kneel down, and that'll be it. And the Adams will improve to 5-2, setting up a very important matchup that will decide maybe the top spot of the playoffs for the Adams as they host. Actually, they'll take on, the Birmingham Fuel, who's on a bye week this week. There's the final knee. That will be the final play of the game. And the team with the neon green and black wins it by 13. The score, the Adams 33, the Navigators 20. And Tyler, the offense of the Adams just never gave up the momentum after that last possession of the first half. They scored a touchdown there, and then they just took over for the rest of the game.
Yeah, Radiation Nation coming out strong in this one to stretch that win total to 5. In the case of Annapolis, never really able to get the run game off the ground. I told you at the beginning of the game it was going to come down to Douglas Brown, and Douglas Brown ultimately held rather quiet during the course of the game, but when it mattered in the fourth quarter and late third quarter, he busted out the most important hits in order to impose his will on this game and stretch the lead so that there was no way a Navigator could find their way back to victory.
And very surprisingly, O'Shaughnessy just had a very rough time at it. There's one of O'Shaughnessy's big plays, but they couldn't get in the end zone enough to keep up with the Adams, who just exploded. Hey, there you go. Exploded since the end of the first half. But it's been Brown, Fenimore, and the rest of the Adams offense. We see Brown basically put this game away, breaking the tackle of Jay Mart, taking it to the house, finishing over 100 yards rushing in today's game. I'm pretty sure he should be the MVP of today's game.
That's where I would lean if I had a vote in this, but I'm not technically an official vote. So I think the running game is what ultimately put it away. For the Adams, it was the receivers that kept them in the game, but it was that rushing game by Brown that ultimately put it away.
Nearly 300 yards receiving from both of the star receivers for the Adams, and the quarterback, R.J. Slaughter, is your player of the game, passing over 340 yards with a QB rating of 110, 2 touchdowns to help the Adams improve to 5-3. With the commissioner, Cameron Irvine, back at SFL headquarters, this is T-Word Games with my partner, Ryan Yosef. We would like to thank you guys for joining, for watching this broadcast. Remember, we got 2 games coming up at 9 o'clock. Please stay tuned to this channel and SFL YouTube. Have a good week, everyone.